Dear Sadguru, it is well known that desire is the cause of all sorrows and tension. But being a wife and a mother, being a wife and a mother, I can't get rid of these desires. I seek your valuable advice in this regard. Thank you.
Now, it's not because you're a wife, an internal mother, that your desires have come. If you were nobody's wife, probably you were desiring, when you were nobody's wife, you were desiring to be somebody's wife. Now that you're somebody's wife, you desire to have a child and become a mother. Now that you have a child, now you are saying, it is these two entities which is making me desire. It is not true. If you were nobody's nothing, even then your desire would still burn within you. Is that so? Yes or no? If you are nothing to nobody in the world, still your desire would burn, isn't it? So please don't think your desires are because of your child or your husband or your family or whatever. Anyway you will desire, because that's your nature. Now, you made a statement in the question that desire is the source of all misery. Desire is not the source of all misery. Unfulfilled desire is the source of all misery. Isn't it? Isn't it so? Desires fulfilled are the source of your joy. Unfulfilled desires is the source of your misery. Now, what to do with the desire? Shall we kill the desire? I know people have been teaching you such things. You must kill all your desires. Unless you destroy your desires, your misery will not go. These teachings have come to you, isn't it? Now, if you want to destroy all your desires, all you will have is, you will have a great desire to destroy all your desires. And you will remain eternally unfulfilled. I don't want any desires. Is this a desire? Is this a desire or no? Yes. So, if you try to play tricks with this, it's not going to work. Because desire is not desiring for anything in particular. The energy which you call as desire is not different from the energy that you call as life. If you want to move from point A to point B, you need a desire, isn't it? Now, what brought you here today? It is not your bus or car or something else, it is your desire which has brought you here today, isn't it? What is it that will take you home? It is your desire which will take you home. What is it that which will make you eat? It is your desire which will make you eat. So, what you call as desire is not any different from what you call as life. The life is desire. The very basis of your life is desire, isn't it? So, if I tell you kill the desire, the only way is to hang yourself. There is really no other way. Now, I want to die. That is also a desire, isn't it? Yes or no? So do not deceive yourself with these things. Desire is the very essence of your life. But at the same time, you also know that desire is an unending thing. If you fulfill one, the next one will be ready. If you fulfill that, the next one will be ready. It keeps you on all the time. And obviously, some desires will be unfulfilled, and those unfulfilled desires cause much misery to you. If you look at the desire, actually when we started, this is what we were looking at. We just did not use the word desire. There is something within you longing to be little more than what you are right now, isn't it? That is desire. So your desire's ultimate goal is unboundedness, the infinite nature. But because you're unaware, you are giving it an unconscious expression for the longing that is wanting to become unbounded. So you don't have to destroy your desire because you cannot. Can anybody destroy their desire? Is it possible? There is no way because that's life. It is just that you have to make your desire into your conscious process. Right now it is functioning unconsciously because right now your desires are not even about you. Please look at this. Right now you're living in Trivandrum or Thiruvananthapuram. Your neighbor has a big car. What is your desire? You want to have 2 cars like that. Now you don't know all these cars, you are living in a remote place and your neighbor has 1 big buffalo. What is your desire? You want to have 2 buffaloes like that. So your desire is just a reaction to the social situations in which you're living, isn't it? This is so because this longing to expand is finding unconscious expression. If you make your process of desiring into your conscious process, then desire is no more a problem. Desire is a wonderful vehicle which will take you places. Even if you want to reach the ultimate, you need a desire, isn't it? Yes or no? Anyway, the desire in you is longing for unboundedness, it is longing for unlimitedness, it is longing for the ultimate nature. You just have to bring awareness to it. If you bring awareness to your desiring process, it is a wonderful instrument. If it is finding unconscious expression, then it makes you run like madman. All the time it keeps you running endlessly. So, being a wife, being a mother, it's extremely important. Now that you're a mother, not a small responsibility. You brought another human being into this planet. Now, what kind of human being you produce is a very huge responsibility, isn't it? It is not just about reproduction. What kind of next generation you create is in your hands as a mother, isn't it? Yes? What kind of people are going to live on this planet in the next generation is decided by the mothers of today, isn't it? When such a responsibility you have, you cannot afford to live unconsciously. You must become conscious. Especially the woman must become conscious. It's very, very important.
Sadguru, in these current times, we have witnessed the proliferation of a number of spiritual gurus. As a seeker on this path, how do I recognize my guru?
If you happen to set your eyes on one, just one in your life, you're very fortunate. Where did you get to see number of them, I don't know. It is just that anybody who reads 2 chapters of Bhagavad Gita can become a guru. Anybody who knows 1 chapter of Bible can become a guru. Anybody who's read half a book can become a guru. If you're talking about that, that's different. Or anybody who just willing to give you a great hope that I will take care of everything in the world, unfortunately passes off as a guru. We've had too many people like this on the planet, and especially in our country, who have been promising us, don't worry, I am here, everything will be all right. Isn't it so? For all the ages they have been saying it, isn't it? But people have been struggling with their daily life as usual. So many people have been blessing you and blessing you and blessing you, and still in this country, half the people don't have food in their stomach. Still, we don't even know how to live as basic human beings. isn't it so? So, if when you say Guru, you are referring to a whole band of circus as gurus. All kinds of people who offer solace. People who offer solace, at the most you can call them as saints. They have a certain pleasantness about them. They are pleasant human beings. They are much more pleasant than ordinary human beings on the street, and they have good intentions. Good intentions and pleasant nature does not make you a guru. Maybe we can call this person a holy person, a saintly person, something like this. A guru need not necessarily be pleasant. See, I am not. Need not necessarily be pleasant because it is not his intention to be sweet to you. His intention is to awaken you, not to put you to sleep. If I am very sweet to you, you'll feel happy and fall asleep. A guru is somebody who disturbs the fundamental aspects in you. All kinds of conclusions that you have drawn, he disturbs everything in you. He doesn't allow you to sleep. He is not a solace peddler. He is somebody who is there to assist you towards your liberation. Now, solace is once again an effort to survive in the planet, isn't it? Yes? Psychological solace is just your psychological survival here, isn't it? If survival is all you're seeking, you should not look for a guru. You should look for solace peddling people. You look for a guru only when you're willing to awaken yourself, when you're willing to transform yourself, when you're willing to drop your limitations and go into other dimensions of life. If such longing has not come yet, do not bother about gurus. You settle yourself somewhere, go to a cinema, eat some good food, take a walk in the beach, it'll help. Now, how do I recognize my guru? You don't look for your guru, okay? You just deepen the longing in you. When you know the pain, when you know the true pain of not knowing, when you know the pain of ignorance, then a guru will happen. You don't have to look. Even if I see him, how do I recognize him? If you sit with him, everything in you should feel threatened. You want to run away, but there is something in you which keeps on pulling you towards him. You don't want to be there, but there is something in you keeps drawing you in his direction. We can assume that this is your guru. If you don't feel threatened by him, if you feel very comfortable with him, then he is not your guru, maybe he is your friend. Maybe he is a good man, maybe you should seek his blessings, but he is not your guru. Because if you choose, you will choose what you like, isn't it? Yes? If you choose, what will you choose? You will choose what you like. What is it that you always like? That which supports your ego, you like. That which punctures your ego, you don't like. Anybody who supports your ego is your friend, isn't it so? Anybody who tampers with your ego is your enemy, isn't it so? So, if your guru also is one more who supports your ego, this is a no good guru. If you sit with him, you should feel threatened. But still, if you are drawn towards him, he's your guru.
Guruji, what is destiny and fate?
What is destiny and fate? The sum total of all the impressions that you have taken in creates certain tendencies within you. Everything that has gone into you through five sense organs is recorded inside. An amalgamation of all these impressions that you have taken in the form of life starts creating their own tendencies. These tendencies tend to take you this way or that way. It takes different people in different directions. But if you are willing to make your life process conscious, then there is no destiny for you. Destiny is 100% your creation. Even now it is so. It is just that you are creating it unconsciously. But you can also create it consciously to an extent that the very way you live, the very way you die will be by choice. The very womb that you choose will be by choice. You can take your destiny to your hands to that extent. The moment you say, I am on the spiritual path, what it means is that I have taken my destiny into my hands. Whatever my karma says, whatever my society says, whatever my parents were, that's not the point. I am going towards liberation and that's all. That means you've taken your destiny into your hands, isn't it? Yes? The moment you say, I am on the spiritual path, you have taken your destiny into your hands. And you should. Once you are born as human being, you should not live. You should not become who you are because of the situations in which you live. You must make the situations happen. Just being influenced by situations is animal nature. Human nature means he creates his situations, isn't it? So, if you're allowing your life to happen to you helplessly, you are ruled by destinies. Destinies are just an accumulated impressions within you which are creating certain direction to your life. But if you become conscious, you can create a conscious direction to your life.
A person is miserable because of some disability from his birth itself, or he is miserable due to some disease which has happened not because of his doings. According to you, such miserable people should leave the society for others live in happy. How it is possible? How to deal with such miserable people by the society?
Now, nobody is miserable because of a disability. Suppose you had only one hand. One hand less, wouldn't you make you miserable? It is just that everybody else has two hands, you have only one, that makes you miserable. One hand less, does it cause misery? Does it cause misery? I'll come to you, I know what you're saying. One hand less or one eye less wouldn't cause misery. What causes misery is everybody else has two, I have only one. That causes misery, isn't it? So, a disease or a disability fundamentally does not cause misery. It creates a certain physical situation. Misery is caused by you, only by you, nobody else but you. Misery is always self-created. Situations are happening. Some situations the way you like it, some situations the way you don't like it, some situations the way you can handle it, some situations the way you cannot handle it. This is how life is happening. But misery is caused by you, isn't it so? A mentally retarded person never suffers. It is other people's attitude towards him which makes him suffer. By himself, he doesn't suffer. Actually, he is more joyful than most other people. Or he just doesn't know what's happening. He just doesn't know what is happening, or generally he is much more happier than other people, isn't it? But it is your attitude towards him, you constantly reminding him that he is not normal, which makes him unhappy, which makes him miserable. It is you depriving him of many things that a human being needs because of his disability, which makes him miserable. So misery is not caused by any situation. Situations are there. Some situations we can handle, some situations we cannot handle. That's how life is. So every situation that you cannot handle, if you want to make yourself miserable, you have lot of opportunity every day. And you're making use of it, obviously. That's why you're making a case out of it. Why should miserable people go to caves? It will be good. Now, disabled people need not go to caves because they are not miserable by themselves. Because they have no idea of what is what. All of you are creating an opinion that you are not okay, you are not okay, you are not okay. That may make him miserable. If you just see, some people come with 2 hands, some people come with 1 hand, some people will come with this bigger brain, some people come with this bigger brain. It is all a part of nature and it is there. What best we can do with them, we do. There would be no misery in disability, isn't it? Isn't it so? If you allowed your humanity to function rather than your prejudice to function, then there would be no misery in disability. So, misery is not because of disability. Misery is caused by you because you're unconscious of what you're doing. Because the basic faculties in you, your mind and body is not in your control. That's why you're causing misery. Please look at your life and see. 4 limbs are intact for you, everything is right for you. But still, how many moments in 24 hours are you truly joyful? Very few, isn't it? If at all, if you are. That's an unfortunate way to live, that's all I'm telling you.